Okay, no intro today, folks. We're getting straight into this. Seriously, what is it with these feminists, these woke feminists, always like to police things such as Steam? I have no idea. Let's see this.
Over the past few days, we've all been talking about censorship at the hands of credit card companies, and feminists are viewing this as a major win. They're so happy that the mass sex game purge is happening on Steam, and that even Nintendo is going back to a family-friendly image, and they're just viewing this as a major W on their part. But these feminist freaks are getting wrecked by gamers, and of course, they are melting down over the backlash they're now facing.
If you read the title of it, it is, I would say it's 200%, but you know what? That's up a bit. 250% cooked, folks.
There is a lot happening within the gaming industry. We've got predatory microtransactions being wrecked by gamers, Stop Killing Games doing amazing, and now we have this censorship situation that we're all talking about. And I know that there are a lot of gamers out there who are saying it's not that big of a deal, it's adult content, like, yeah, sure, it's bad that censorship is happening, but it's Sex Simulator, so it doesn't bother me that much. But censorship is a slippery slope. If you give companies an inch.
Okay, I know she's about to say this. It's true. Censorship is a slip. Let me tell you one thing. Even though I support a company, does not necessarily mean I shill for them, okay? If there's certain parts or certain act they're doing, like say censorship or optimization, I call them out.
If you give companies an inch, they'll take a mile, and in 5 years or 10 years, we won't be getting games like Cyberpunk 2077. We won't be getting games like The Witcher. We won't be getting games like Stellar Blade or The First Descendant, because everything is going to be sanitized. Everything is going to be politically correct, and this is why it's so important to fight back. And I definitely know that it's easier said than done, right? You might use Steam, you might love Nintendo games, you might support the Sonys of the industry. I totally get that, but it is still important to call it out if you disagree with it. And even if you do not disagree with it, think about your favorite franchises being sanitized and toned down.
That's true. I always think about it. Look, right now I have a lot of topics, even though I'm probably late to the party. Don't forget, I have a lot of topics that I have to cover, not just in gaming, but also pop culture in my second channel, such as Fantastic Four, which, if you don't know, Fantastic Four The First Step is coming out in July 24th, the same day Wu Chang Fallen Feathers is coming. And trust me, that's a lot of I do meet a lot of topics that I had to cover, so I could be late to this whole censorship party, okay? Regardless, I do not shill for a company. If there's anything that they do that is anti-consumer or anything, this one for example, censorship, or even better yet, optimization like Monster Hunter Wild, you know how that ended up. Guess what? I call them out.
5 to 10 years, is that really what you want to see happening? Now, of course, these groups have been getting absolutely wrecked over the past few days for their big claims that they have changed the industry for the better. And the one specific group that has been getting a lot of attention, collective shout, has been in the industry since Gamergate 1, right? They have been calling for certain games to be censored, to be banned. They are a group of individuals who do not actually care about protecting art. They care about making money. They are genuine gender grifters. They only care about protecting women, they claim, but they don't actually care.
Yeah, they don't care. And you wonder why people like these keep on complaining that people like us are grifting, all that. Hey, collective shout, numbnuts, you guys are the one that created them. People like Madam Savvy or Vara Dark, all they have to do is look all your dumb videos, all your dumb tweets, pull them all together and look at it and show it to see how moronic it is in front of everyone to see. It's not their fault. You are the one that did it. It's true, and that's what really happened. You do it to yourself.
Women, they simply care about profiting off of this claim. Now, of course, in the past, they've said things like video games with porn-type heroines are harming children. Body image experts say the Cortanas of the world, the Lara Crofts of the world. Hell, if Eve from Stellar Blade had been around, she'd be on that list. Oh, the Bayonettas are harming children, apparently, which is an absolutely insane thing to say.
Do these people even know what ratings is? Seriously, why do you think we have a mature rated game? Yeah, I'm trying to find the ratings on my PS5. It's not there, but I do know Stellar Blade is mature rated, which means it can only be played by gamers who are 18 and above. But let me tell you this, my first game, House of the Dead, that game, I was about like what, preschool? And I think that was the time where, I believe when I was a kid, ESRB was still exist. When there's blood in House of the Dead, how come I'm not affected by it? How come I'm not, say, desensitized by violence or blood and gore when I was a kid? Think about that, folks.
Is drawn to her sexual characteristics with tight clothing emphasizing large, surgically enhanced breasts. It is almost assumed that boys wouldn't want to play video games without sexy women in them, which of course is a insane thing to say. These people don't know anything about the video game industry. They just believe that the video game industry is an easy target. That's why people like Alyssa Mercantes, right, joined the video game industry. They don't actually care about our entertainment. They simply could not make it at political outlets like MSNBC's, and they had to find another way to try to make a quick buck. And so they join the Kotakus, Polygons, the gamers. They write political pieces. They turn everything political. And then they say, why are you guys so upset that this is our opinion? Even though they want to harm this industry instead of help it. But they also said the women in these video games have impossibly big breasts. They are not athletic. So yes, I mean, apparently women with big breasts that are real are, just terrible individuals. You are harming children? Apparently, that's the claim.
Okay, first off, who the hell is allowing children to play mature-rated games? Honestly, in that case, that is actually the parents' problem. And I'm not gonna take it back, okay? It's the parents' problem that let the kids play mature-rated games without even at least tell them the difference between fiction and reality. I'm not taking it back. You may disagree with me. That's okay. But seriously, this kind of thing, it's a parent's issue, okay? Not somebody else's issue. I don't know why they say that.
Insane. But now you have this group's co-founder and movement director, Melinda Tankard Rice, absolutely melting down over the backlash that she is facing, that her organization is facing, and she is coming out and calling us the most vile, degenerate things possible because she can't take the backlash that she's receiving at this point. Like, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. You probably shouldn't post on social media about how you got this a major victory against gamers to try and make yourself seem more like legitimate or seem that you are actually being listened to if you can't actually face the backlash that comes with that.
Well, that's the beauty of being on the internet. I mean, you're bound to get criticized. Always remember one thing. No one, and I do mean no one, is immune to criticism. Regardless of who you are, whether you are man, woman, trans, lesbian, or Israel or Palestine, no one is immune to criticism. That's something I have to learn the hard way, okay? And I accept all criticism, which is why I never ever remove any comment that is constructive criticism. I keep them. Compared to Quantum TV, who I'm certain some of you know what happened with that debacle. He removed all comments.
Said all these porn-sick, brain-rotted P-gamer fetishists so desperate to get their hands on my R-sister incest games, they're now exchanging clues on how to find them so that they don't all die overnight, which is an insane thing to say. First of all, phrases like racist, sexist, bigoted, right? They don't really have a lot of meaning online anymore because you go around calling people all of these absolutely terrible things when you have zero evidence. But all gamers are doing is speaking up for art, defending art. And it's like I always say, if you give companies an inch, they'll take a mile. They will censor content that you care about at some point in the future if you do not fight back against this. And I don't particularly care about the content that are in the games that are getting banned, right? And that are getting removed off of Steam. I don't care about sex simulator titles, but what I do care about is protecting adult-only entertainment. That is important in my opinion.
Hence why the ratings. I mean, seriously, do these people even know what a ratings is? There is what? Mature rated games. There is E for everyone, E10 plus. What else? Adult only. And there is RP, rated pending. Doesn't know what rating it is. Seriously, how come this whole anti-gamer stuff is still happening? What will it take for these idiots who advocate for hating on gamers, on anything that they don't like because they never played the video game, to even accept the reality?
If we have to start banning games like this, that means that we have to start going after art and entertainment like A Song of Ice and Fire or A Game of Thrones. We have to start going after The Realm of the Elderlings. We have to start going after Dunes. We have to start going after even 1984s, right? We have to start going after The Witchers. We have to start going after the Cyberpunks, like the GTAs. The list goes on, and I do not want to constantly be forced to consume sanitized content, and I know so many other people agree. That's why you're getting brutally ratioed right now. I mean, 81 people agree with you and over 500 people disagree with you, and that's at 132,000 views. You threatened to sue a woman for daring to speak out against you. You labeled me a man in your collective shout post because you can't believe a woman would talk back.
Okay, emotional damage.
You have a history of using harsh language to get your way. No more. Dumbasses. Attractive female character. Is this porn? Nice gaslighting to appeal to morality. Why don't you go after cuties on Netflix? Which, by the way, they actually defended cuties. Insane take. Why not go after OnlyFans, who created a culture that grooms young girls into virtual prostitution? See, the thing is, they claim to care about protecting women, but they don't actually. They just care about making money off of their gender and this gender label, right? They only care about making money off of this singular word, woman. No, we just hate your puritanism and hypocrisy. You might do some good in the world if you went this hard after how Muslims treat women and gays. This really sounds like something that exists in your own head as a weird fantasy or some sick nonsense. You effed with the wrong wasp's nest when you effed with our games. We're coming for you. Now, obviously, don't go to her social media. Don't, send her any hate or harassment or threats or anything like that. But I do think that her organization is going to face some major backlash.
She will. All it's going to take is just one slip up. And I'm going to keep bringing this up, okay? Captain Price quote in Modern Warfare 3 2011. How quickly people forget. All it takes to change one course of history is the will of a single man. So, collective shout, I challenge you. If you're so gutsy or ballsy enough, why did you try censoring the CCP? Let's see how that ended up for you. I challenge you. I dare you to do it. Collective shout, censor people from the CCP. Let's see.
Sweet Baby Inc. does now. They wouldn't have to if you minded your own business, you unironic fascists. Enjoy your meaningless victories. Gamers survived your prude predecessors before. And yeah, I mean, collective shout dates back to even before Gamergate 1. I mean, they were going after Grand Theft Auto 5. They were going after Detroit Becoming Human. Like, they're clearly a group that doesn't care about entertainment. They simply care about control and power. But they have been absolutely outed over the past few days by multiple people. Someone like Savvy had posted, collective shout has quite the gaggle of geese. You have no meaningful education and seem to promote your bogus book quite a lot. Journalist turned annoying mosquito trying to drain whatever industry you can, maliciously labeling all of anime childlike so you can get new power and control, going after popular games in the past like GTA, cheering on censorship. They also went after Detroit Becoming Human, and even ridiculous things like taking pride in bullying a small winery for having a fun ad. You don't care about women. You care about some wrong some man did to you, and you want to take it out on everyone else, which definitely is what these feminist freaks do nowadays. Honestly, a lot of what we see in modern feminism today is just Marxism in a different form. These people aren't fighting on an old economic front anymore. Their battleground is culture. They look at things like traditional family, religion, gender roles, and Western society as things standing in the way of what they think is a more equal world, a better world. So instead of calling for workers to rise up, the new approach is to slowly reshape society through schools, the media, pop culture, and that is exactly what these people are sitting here and trying to do.
Sorry you have to see that very long, but I'm just gonna have to get the full context, okay? But don't worry, most of them I will leave the link in the description, okay? Tell me something to my viewers who are here, who are watching this, that are female. Do you approve people like this? Seriously, the way I look at it, these people from Collective Shout, they're making feminists even worse. I mean, seriously, to all my female viewers, do you approve virtue signaling from Collective Shout? Generally, I have to ask you guys, do you approve them? Because I know some of you don't approve them because they don't represent yourself, either as a woman or anything for that matter. Remember one thing, inclusive means exclusion in their eyes, okay? Always remember, I will always criticize companies when it comes to things like this, censorship, optimization. I support a company, but that does not mean I shill for them, okay? But most importantly, I bet it's all gonna take one wrong move by Collective Shout because they're probably gonna piss off the wrong people that will probably end them permanently. Imagine what would happen if they tried to censor someone who has, I don't know, direct ties to either the Russian government or the CCP. How are they gonna respond to that? That's the real question. If they try to challenge either the Russian government or the CCP, Collective Shout will be buried deep, deep in the ground. Remember, all it's gonna take is just one people. Yes, and I'm gonna keep repeating on this. How quickly people forget all it takes to change one course of history is the will of a single man.
This is...
It's a place to honor the dead. They're still waiting for the salvation Mother Sphere promised them.
Damn.
I want to send the memories left here to Mother Sphere. That's where they belong.
I'll help.
Me too, me too.
Thank you, both of you.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want gaming news, gaming theories, or you just want to see me play games. Visit my first, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.